What if I told you that time might be the biggest lie you've ever believed? Last week, I decided to completely abandon the concept of time for 7 straight days. No clocks, no schedules, no deadlines. I ate when I was hungry, slept when I was tired, and worked when I felt inspired. The results were absolutely mind-blowing and completely changed how I see reality. Most people think time controls their lives, but what I discovered will flip everything you thought you knew upside down. Your brain has been programmed to live in artificial boxes called hours and minutes, but humans weren't designed to function this way. For thousands of years, we lived by natural rhythms, not digital displays. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what happened to my mind, my body, and my entire perspective on life when I broke free from time's invisible prison. The transformation was so dramatic that I'm never going back to living the same way again. Part 1. The Shadow Clock Discovery. On day 2 of my experiment, something weird happened. I woke up feeling completely energized at what would normally be my afternoon slump time. My body was telling me it was time to tackle my biggest project, but according to my usual schedule, I should have been dragging. This led me to a shocking discovery that changed everything I thought I knew about my own energy patterns. Here's the first revelation out of 8 life-changing discoveries. Your body has been running on a secret internal clock that artificial time has been drowning out. This shadow clock knows exactly when you're meant to be at your peak performance. It knows when your brain is sharpest, when your creativity flows best, and when your body has the most strength. But here's the crazy part. For most people, these natural peaks happen at completely different times than they think. When you stop checking clocks, this hidden rhythm emerges like a superpower you never knew you had. Your energy becomes predictable in a totally new way. You'll discover that your body has been fighting against your schedule this whole time, and when you finally listen to it, everything becomes effortless. Part 2. The Urgency Addiction Withdrawal. By day 3, something uncomfortable started happening. I felt restless, anxious, like I was forgetting something important. My brain kept searching for the next deadline, the next urgent task. That's when I realized I had stumbled upon something most people don't even know exists: urgency addiction. This is the second discovery out of 8, and it might be the most important one. Most people are completely addicted to urgency without even knowing it. Your brain has become dependent on the rush of time pressure. It's like a drug that keeps you wired and stressed, but you think it's just normal life. When you remove time pressure completely, your brain goes through actual withdrawal symptoms. You feel scattered, unfocused, even a little lost. But here's what happens when you push through this uncomfortable phase. Your mind enters a state of calm focus that's more powerful than any productivity hack you've ever tried. You start thinking clearer, making better decisions, and getting more meaningful work done than when you were rushing around all day. The addiction breaks, and suddenly you realize how much mental energy you were wasting on fake urgency. Part 3. The Meal Magic Phenomenon. Around day 4, I noticed something incredible happening with my eating habits. I wasn't getting hungry at breakfast, lunch, and dinner times anymore. Instead, my body was telling me exactly when it needed fuel, and the timing was completely different from what I expected. This led to the third discovery out of 8. Eating when you're truly hungry, instead of when the clock says it's mealtime, triggers something amazing in your body. Your metabolism becomes flexible in a way that most people never experience. Instead of your energy crashing and spiking based on meal schedules, it becomes rock steady throughout the entire day. Here's what actually happens. When you eat based on real hunger signals, your body starts burning fat more efficiently between meals. You stop getting those afternoon energy crashes that make you reach for coffee or snacks. Your blood sugar stays balanced naturally. Your brain gets consistent fuel so you can think clearly all day long. This isn't about eating less or more. It's about eating when your body actually needs it. Most people are eating against their natural rhythm and wondering why they feel tired and sluggish all the time. Part 4. The Deep Work Renaissance. On day 5, something extraordinary happened while I was working on a project. I sat down to write, and 3 hours passed like 3 minutes. I had entered what I can only describe as a mental state that felt ancient and powerful. This became the 4th discovery out of 8. Without time constraints, your brain enters what I call cave mode. the same mental state our ancestors used for deep thinking and problem solving. When you're not constantly calculating how much time you have left, your mind stops fragmenting itself. You dive deeper into tasks than you ever thought possible. Here's the magic. You actually produce your best work in half the time because you're not fighting against artificial deadlines. Your brain isn't spending energy watching the clock, worrying about the next meeting, or calculating if you'll finish on time. All that mental power gets redirected into the actual work. You enter a flow state that feels effortless and produces results that amaze even you. This isn't just about productivity. It's about accessing a level of mental clarity that modern life has trained out of us. When you stop chopping up your day into time blocks, your brain remembers how to think like it was designed to. Part 5. The Sleep Synchronization Effect. By day 6, my sleep had completely transformed in a way I never expected. I was falling asleep naturally when I felt tired and waking up refreshed without any alarm. This wasn't just better sleep, it was like my body had remembered how to sleep properly. This is the 5th discovery out of 8. When you ignore bedtimes and wake-up times, your sleep naturally syncs with light cycles. Your body starts producing sleep hormones at exactly the right time. You wake up when your sleep cycles are complete, not when an alarm jolts you awake. This creates what scientists call chronotype alignment, your natural sleep pattern that's been buried under artificial schedules. The transformation is incredible. You stop feeling groggy in the mornings. You don't need caffeine to function. Your energy stays consistent throughout the day because your body got the exact amount of sleep it needed. Most people are fighting their natural sleep rhythm and wondering why they're exhausted all the time. When you let your body sleep when it's actually ready to sleep, everything changes. Your mood improves, your thinking gets sharper, and you wake up feeling like you're supposed to feel, energized and ready for the day. On day 7, I realized something that honestly shocked me. My anxiety had almost completely disappeared. The constant background stress that I thought was just part of adult life, it was gone. This led to the 6th discovery out of 8, and it might be the most life-changing one. Time anxiety is actually the root of most modern stress, but we don't even realize it. Your nervous system is constantly calculating deadlines, appointments, and schedules. This keeps you in a low-level fight-or-flight state all day long. When you practice what I call temporal blindness, just completely ignoring time, your nervous system finally gets to reset. Racing thoughts slow down. Decision-making becomes crystal clear. That feeling of always being behind, always running late, always having too much to do, it just evaporates. Your brain stops spending energy on time management and starts focusing on what actually matters. You make decisions based on what feels right instead of what fits your schedule. Conflicts with other people resolve faster because you're not rushing to get conversations over with. This isn't about having more time, it's about freeing your mind from time-based stress that's been running in the background your entire adult life. During my week without time, I had a conversation with a friend that lasted, honestly, I don't know how long. And it was the most meaningful conversation we'd had in years. This opened my eyes to the 7th discovery out of 8. Conversations become completely different when neither person is watching the clock. You connect with people on levels you forgot were even possible. Without time pressure, you actually listen instead of just waiting for your turn to talk. You ask deeper questions. You share things you normally wouldn't because you're not worried about taking too long. Here's what's incredible. Conflicts resolve faster when you're not trying to rush through them. Arguments that would normally drag on for days get settled in one real conversation because both people can actually hear each other. Relationships deepen naturally because you're giving them the space they need to grow. Most people are having surface-level interactions because they're always watching the clock. When you remove that barrier, human connection becomes rich and satisfying in a way that makes you realize just how much you've been missing. Time limits don't make relationships more efficient, they make them shallow. The final day of my experiment brought the most surprising discovery of all. I was brainstorming ideas for a project, and breakthrough insights started flowing like water. I realized I had unlocked something that had been blocked for months. This is the 8th and final discovery. True creativity requires what I discovered is timeless space. When your brain isn't calculating minutes and hours, it enters a flow state where breakthrough ideas just emerge naturally. This is why your best thoughts come in the shower, on walks, or right before you fall asleep, no clock in sight. Creative work needs room to breathe, but we keep suffocating it with deadlines and time blocks. When you give your mind permission to explore without time pressure, it starts making connections it never had space to make before. Ideas build on each other organically. Solutions to problems you've been stuck on suddenly become obvious. This isn't about having unlimited time, it's about giving your creativity the mental space it needs to actually function. When you stop forcing creative work into time slots, your brain remembers how to innovate, how to think originally, and how to solve problems in ways that honestly surprise even you. This week without time showed me that we've been living inside an invisible prison that we built ourselves. When you stop believing in time, even for just a few days, you remember what it feels like to be truly human. Your body starts working with you instead of against you. Your mind becomes calm and focused. Your relationships deepen. Your creativity flows freely. This isn't about abandoning all structure forever. It's about remembering that time is supposed to serve you, not control you. Try it for just one day and see what happens when you finally set yourself free.